My fellow Jews, good afternoon or good evening, depending on when you're listening to this, when you're watching this, or good morning or whatever. Before I begin speaking, I'd like to just say a few words. Today is International Women's Day, and women have done a really fabulous job. We first go back to Queen Vashti and Queen Esther. They did a great job, and women in general. Doing a great job, and we're right there with you. But you know what? Maybe you might consider that someday there might be an International Men's Day. I'm just saying. Okay. Anyhow, my fellow Jews, we Jews the world over are facing a most critical situation. So critical it will reach the level of an actual crisis. The timing of two disconnected events have unfortunately conspired to create the perfect Jewish storm. The finest minds have been working day and night to find a way out of a result more devastating than Y2K, which was, a big nothing, by the way. But to date, no solution has been found. We can only pray and fast that calamity can be avoided. In fact, tomorrow, Thursday, has been declared an international day of fasting for all Jews except the Reconstructionists. Let me lay out the problem as succinctly as I can, in that the day is short and the work is great and the master of the house is waiting. The above quote is taken from Rabbi Tarfon in a teaching that appears in the Talmud, who himself plagiarized it originally from Michelle Obama. Saturday evening at sundown is Purim. Yes, we will have Havdalah at 6:45 and read the whole Megillah. Actually, that's not totally true. We'll read between 15 and 25% of the Megillah. To be more exact, about 10%. Listen, how much do you need? We will begin by blessing Mordechai and cursing Haman, but our tradition dictates that on the evening of Purim, each Jew in cities with and without walls, drinkers and teetotalers alike, are to get so sloshed as to not know whether to bless Mordechai and curse Haman or vice versa, or the other way around. Now, medical studies have demonstrated that the amount of time needed to regain one's equilibrium and balance from such a binge and be able to again recognize that it is Mordechai to bless and Haman to crush like the cherries in a Hamantash requires a minimum of 8 hours. Herein lies the problem and the crisis. This Saturday evening is also daylight savings time. We will spring ahead. This is nothing less than a conspiracy, and we should demand an investigation by someone, anyone. The time for the morning reading of the Megillah will thereby be less than 8 hours. And those who observe Purim most meticulously and get totally sloshed will still have a hangover when the Megillah reading commences in the morning. This is a major infraction and even can lead to an infarction of dire medical consequences. Some have said that the reading of the Megillah should be postponed for an hour due to the daylight savings time. This has been condemned, however, against the teachings of the Torah by both Lubavitch and Reform leaders, because it would mean that Purim carnivals would have to be postponed by an hour and deprive Jewish children the world over the one thing they look forward to in Hebrew school the entire year. And that is not to mention that waiting 1 extra hour could result in all of the goldfish being dead even before they are placed into a little plastic bag with too little water and not enough oxygen to sustain them. And so, my fellow Jews, we can only hope. We can only hope that salvation will come from some place for ourselves and for the goldfish. Maybe just for us, in that most goldfish will find their eternal home, an eternal place of rest in toilets throughout Bucks County in North America. But for us, salvation will make it possible for us to return to life as usual and again deal with the simple pleasures of Jewish life. Cleaning our homes for Passover, searching out who has the best deal on 5 boxes of matzah, and schlepping the kosher for Passover pots and pans up and down the steps. What joy. And so to Jews the world over, quoting from the scroll of Esther, chapter 8, to the Jews there was light and joy and celebration, so let's hope. And so we give gifts to each other and especially to the poor. So may it be for us, if we can but survive the perils of Purim that face us. Otherwise, poor us. As Moses said to Joshua, but we now know he too plagiarized it from Michelle Obama. Be strong and have courage. And most of all, be happy. It's Purim. We should live and be well. We'll read the whole Megillah, 110%, Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. Purim time is near. Woo! Happy Purim, everybody!